Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your host on Inspire Nation. And wow, we just had a few camera challenges at the last moment. And I was happy that I was practicing what I preach. It's actually the first thing that I want to talk to you about tonight is how we work with our minds, because our minds truly are creators. With that said, I am very excited to talk to you tonight, because this is solstice season. Now, we know specifically December 21st is solstice, but there's a window of time where this giant rock that's been leaning in one direction comes to a 0 point and then very, very slowly starts to swing the other way. There's a specific window of time. It's not 1 minute in time where Saturn and Jupiter come into alignment. There's a window of time where we enter the age of Aquarius, actually a 2,000 or 3,000 year period, nothing that takes place in a particular second. So whether you're watching this tonight on December 20th, or you're watching this a week or two down the road, we have a window to play with. With that said, this time is sacred. This time is so sacred. It is so special, which is why not only have Jessica and I been taking time each and every day and each evening right now to do manifestation work, but wow, it's fascinating. My watch just started beeping at me, which is going off once an hour right now, so that I drop in, get the sensation of what I want to feel for the new year. Spend time marinating in that feeling before going about the rest of my day. The more that you spend marinating in this feeling, in this emotional state, the more you can bring it about. But now it all starts with the word. This is something that I spoke with you about. If you watched our YouTube live about 2 weeks ago, I talked about how the concept of in the beginning there was the word. We went from the word, we went to last week to manifestation. Today, I want to bring it together. And if you want more, we've got our boot camp on Wednesday. We're going to be doing some incredibly powerful manifestation exercises. And we have a whole 12-week program on this. A 12-week program on this coming up in the new year. Not a warm and fuzzy, oh, I just took a 12-week program and what did I learn? No. This is a program where we're like going to have a ruler by your hand and go, we're going to walk you through step by step. You want manifestation work, you've got it. You want visualization work, you've got it. You want clearing work, you've got it. You want to come up with a purpose, you've got it. A path, you've got it. Direction, you've got it. Each step of the way, beginning the second week of January, we're having the equivalent of a mastermind. It's called a master class, a very high level class. We're going to walk you through this each step of the way, so that typical programs, and this isn't picking on anyone or any particular program, and we've experienced this too in our boot camps. Boot camps are awesome, but you're kind of put out there to do everything on your own. In this master class, you will have tangible goals. You have tangible deliverables. It will be made easy for you to step forward into that greatest you, into that greatest self. You will find yourself succeeding, because we make it easy in the master class to go from one step to the next. Of course, this is, well, let me be honest. This costs some money. Why? If there's one thing I've learned from my classes and my coaches, actually two things. First off is the law of reciprocity. You want to get something, you have to give something. Secondly is the law of investment. The more that you invest of your time and your money, the better the results. What's that mean? Well, when I was a $50 an hour coach, I got that much success. When I was a $100 an hour coach, I got twice as much success. $200 more, $400 more. You can see where I'm going with this. the more you want to succeed, the more you get to invest in yourself. It's very easy to go into a poverty consciousness and say, well, I can't, please don't ever use this word, afford to work on myself. Afford. If I catch myself saying that, I have to cancel, clear, release in that moment and come up with another word. It's all choices. We can afford, in a sense, well, we might not be able to all buy the Ferrari today, but we can afford to do so much more. It's where we choose to place our chips, where we want to play the game. And let's see, how do I want to do this? I want to tell you more about that masterclass. Before I do that, I want to go back to the word, because I just used the A word, and the A word was afford. And I'm very particular about the words that I choose. Sort of like if you're on air, it's good to enunciate. It is exceptionally important we enunciate well in our minds. Because what you say, not just what you put down on paper, but what you say to yourself, you are going to bring about. So watch the news if you need to. I'm in California. Stuff appears to be taking place here. Appears, we will see what happens. But even if I watch that to understand where I can get to my local grocer or not, I am exceptionally careful of how I parse or pick apart my words. Why? Because words are creators and words are, you may never have heard this before, but words are violent. Because with a word, you can dissect, to pull apart, to tear apart, to dismember your hopes, your dreams, your goals, your future. It's a very violent act to go, oh my God, I am so excited about the possibility of getting wealthy. Oh, I'll never do that. I'll never achieve that. I'll never be able to. You think that's a benign little statement. I'll never. No, you just knifed yourself in the gut, twisted around, pushed it through to the other side. You just gutted yourself. Words have the power to create and the power to kill. You've all heard of the placebo effect. The placebo effect is where you're given a sugar pill, you're told it's the real deal, and you get healthy. What you may not have heard of is the nocebo effect. Old school shamans knew this all too well. Old school elders, not necessarily the best elders, knew this all too well. Somebody did something wrong in the village. They really wronged the village. And they said, we place a curse on you. Within 1 week, you will be dead. And what happens? Within 1 week, that person dies. The same thing happens by many well-intentioned medical professionals who give you how long you have to live. It's total hogwash, but that's the nocebo effect. But you and I are doing it in our minds violently all day long. I'm never going to make it. I can't possibly do that. I don't know. I can't afford. I just don't think I'm good enough. Who am I to? And on it goes. Why am I mentioning it now, coming up on this solstice time of year, and the most powerful solstice period that you and I have ever experienced, that maybe humanity has ever experienced? It's certainly this iteration of humanity as we hit this precession. Why am I mentioning it now? Because as important as it is for me to teach you any of the tools, I've got mind map here, I've got beads here, I've got mantras ready to go and affirmations and you name it. None of that stuff, none of it None of it matters if you treat yourself like shit. None of it. It doesn't matter how many classes you take. It doesn't matter how much you invest. It doesn't matter how much you take our master class and you do all the work. If you tear yourself down, it's worthless. So I need you to make a commitment tonight, and a commitment tonight because this is the time to plant seeds. That's what this time period is all about. A reason Hanukkah is here, a reason Christmas is here, a reason so many other holidays since time immemorial are right now. It's to bring light to the darkness, and we bring light to the darkness and we become the light through the words coming out of your mouth. You go into the grocery store, you say something positive to the cashier who may or may not be freaking out at the current situation, and you can light them up. You say something positive to yourself and you light yourself up. You say something positive to your child, you light him or her up because you have the ability to be the light with your words. So, I want you to make a declaration to yourself and for yourself, which, I'm biased, will help the whole world. Because the better you treat yourself, the better you will treat others. Love them or not, you look at our leaders, you look at the guy in charge, at least for a time period more, and you hear the words coming out. Anyone who is speaking with anger, who is speaking with vitriol, doesn't mean that they're just passionate. It means they're hurting and wounded and speaking 10 times, 100 times worse on the inside to themselves. Anybody who comes at you with anger, feel bad for them, step to the side, send them all the love you can, but you don't need to do the dance. But realize they're tearing themselves on the inside apart worse than they are tearing at you. What does this mean? And I'm not going politics at all. What this means is as you begin to heal how you're speaking to yourself, you speak to yourself differently. You speak to your kids differently, your spouse differently, your coworkers differently, even to your frenemies, people you don't like very much differently. And it's entirely contagious. So I am very selfish here. If we're going to change the spinning rock, well, the spinning rock is fine. If we're going to change and uplift humanity, and that's my number one goal, raise people's vibration, elevate consciousness, shift humanity. That's what I'm here to do, along with loving up my wife and our kiddos and our future children with everything that we've got, starting with loving up myself. You get to love up yourself first and foremost, and everything shifts, everything changes. So here is what I would like you to say. And I'd like you to repeat after me, minus the state your name part, of course. Are you ready? This is a commitment to speak to yourself with love and kindness rather than violence. A commitment to speak to yourself in a way that uplifts you in each and every moment. A way to speak to yourself so when the going goes down, and it's gonna, life is real. It hurts often. But that pain is required, perhaps. The suffering is optional. And the suffering comes when we've driven the car over our foot and then we drive the car over our other foot to punish ourselves for the first mistake. We're going to stop that here tonight. This is what I want you to commit to. Then I'll give you some more manifestation tools. But if you can simply do this, you've got this. You've got this in the new year. You've got this in the switch that takes place right here, right now, because this is the internal switch for you. I state your name, and you can put your hand over your chest. I, Michael, swear that I will do everything in my power to say positive things to myself to say positive things to myself, to lift myself up, to always speak of the positive possibilities. Always speak of the positive possibilities. And to lift myself up by replacing the negative with the positive. Whenever I slip up, you slip up, you go, oh no, that's terrible. That's fine. But then replace it with the positive. And I will love myself up no matter what. I will love myself up, no matter what. Self-help is not an excuse for self-abuse. Michael, I wouldn't be watching this if I was into self-abuse. No, we listen to this, and then we kick ourselves for not doing it. That's self-abuse, and that gets to stop tonight. We're no longer going to commit violent acts to ourselves in our minds. We're no longer going to commit self-abuse by picking on ourselves. And if we do, because we're human, and because that's what's entrained in us, let's be honest, from our parents, from their parents, from their parents, parents. I did some work on myself, some clearing work earlier this week. I found wounds going back more than 20 generations on my mom's side of picking on ourselves. I do a lot of intuitive clearing work. I had to go back more than 20 generations to find out how much there was this messed up languaging carrying forward inside of myself that wanted to beat me up and said, no, that's just not possible. So stop committing the violence to yourself. All right, very briefly, we have the most amazing masterclass coming up in the beginning of January. If you're super serious about shifting to the positive and about manifestation in the new year, then you want to join us for this manifestation masterclass called Launching the New You. We're going to turn you into a rocket ship coming in January. And if you're super serious, then see me about coaching with me. Last week, we had so many people reaching out for one-on-ones. I offered free one-on-one spots to talk with me if you're super serious about coaching. I couldn't believe the response. However, I still have a couple openings, and there's still some people I'm meeting with, but I still have a couple openings because I only want people who will go through fire, so to speak, that are willing to do the work to change themselves. Because if you're willing to do the work, I'm going to go along with you every step of the way. And if you're not willing to do the work, then that will just drain me, and I can't be on the mic with you here. So if you're incredibly super serious and you want a free one-on-one session with me, you can reach out. Jessica's putting the link in the chat room. It's inspirenationshow.com/coaching. inspirenationshow.com/coaching. And if you want to join the coolest crew ever for a mastermind, for such a high level class where we are going to walk you through step by step to rock it in the new year, then you want to check out, Jessica's putting the link down there for the masterclass as well. Over 12 weeks, we're going to help you find your purpose, help you find your direction, help you set a goal. And if you have multiple goals, we're going to help you choose that one and then help you to go for it with everything that you've got. We're going to help you build a routine specific to you and to your needs, your desires, your time, and when you work best in a day to achieve your goal. We're going to help you put the steps in place to achieve that goal. You will actually know, I do this first, then I do this, then I do that. We're going to do the highest level goal setting and group intention manifestation work you have ever done. Because if you've ever heard of Lynn McTaggart and the power of 8, you will 10x or 100x your manifestation skills when you do it with a group. And we are going to do just that. Of course, we're going to help you clear the wounds and blocks that are stopping you from stepping forward. Now, I've done a lot of clearing work and generalities in my boot camps, in my mini master classes. This is a 3-month extravaganza where we're going to find what's holding you back. First, it's the words that you speak to yourself. Second, it's the energy that you're flowing through yourself. We're going to say, stop it. And we are going to chop those strings of energy that are keeping you from stepping forward or causing you to step forward half a step, pull out the Spanish pistola, boom, and shoot yourself in the foot. We are going to clear that. And then I am an Olympic Training Center trained athlete. I have trained Olympic caliber athletes myself, not to mention CEOs, and on it goes. I am going to help you do visualization work at a pro level beyond anything you've ever heard of or seen or done before, because that, this means to metal, is what excites me the most. Because in the beginning, there was the word, and then there was the I. What's the I? It means to see what you desire, to feel what you desire, to be able to step into your power, to stand in your truth. See it, feel it, touch it, taste it, step forward, and it is there. And we're going to help you each step of the way. So I'm going to get on more with manifestation work for tonight. If you're interested in this, if you're hearing this tonight, well, whenever you catch this, Jessica's putting in the chat room a coupon code just for you for watching this. And that coupon code will give you 20% off of our masterclass. This class is a commitment. It takes a commitment of finances, of energy, of work. So if you're serious for the new year, then I want you to do this. If you finally want to make that change, then I want you to do this. If you're like, my heart goes out to you, because if not now, then when? But that coupon code is launch20.
What size is the group?
What size is the group? I am guessing we're going to be about 50 people. That is my guess. Could go a little bit more than that. Could certainly go. Actually, I don't think it can go less than that. My guess is it's going to be about 50 people. And you're going to have very experienced homework, and you are going to be able to interact one-on-one with me. Ask me your questions directly on video, on Zoom. I stop, I take your questions. You will have your questions answered. All right. I'm so excited for that. Can you tell I'm so excited, Pookie? Excited. All right. Let's switch gears for a moment. I have this beaming light in my face right now. In fact, forgive me if I'm looking above you, because what I see is this massive light coming straight at me. Light is energy. Light can be so powerful, can be a laser beam. It can burn right through my skull. Light can be so diffuse and so spread out that we barely see it all. The goal for you going through this time period, and it's no coincidence we're talking about it here, because we've got solstice, but we also got solstice in the summer. This solstice, to me, not to mention all of the astrological significance, is the most powerful solstice ever, and certainly the more powerful to me of the two solstices of the year, at least for us in the Northern Hemisphere. Why? Because it's dark. It's half past dark early. It's super dark early. I'm in Southern California, almost as southern as it gets. I drive a few hours. I'm in Mexico, which is kind of cool. However, it's still super dark, which is awesome. I used to complain about the darkness. I used to complain about this time of year. I saw the cup as so half empty. I saw the cup so half empty that June 21st, I would go into mourning. Because to me, it meant it's all downhill from here. You want to talk about committing violence to yourself. Say to yourself on June 21st or June 22nd, summer's just starting. It's all downhill from here because it's only going to get darker. What if the darkness is the light? What if the darkness is here to help you shine the brightest? What do you mean? I mean, I've got this brilliant light illuminating me right here, right now. It's almost blindingly bright. It's cool in here. If I take it outside in mid-daytime, I will barely see it. I will barely know this light is on. I'll be like, it's glowing a little bit. You take a flashlight out in the daytime, you can barely even tell it's on. However, you bring it into the dark, boom, it can illuminate everything. That is your thoughts, your ideas, your wishes, your dreams, and your language at this time. They are amplified. The light is amplified because of the difference. In fact, Dr. Andrew Newberg, he did a study. He's in our automatic writing book, which is coming out January 29th. On that note, you want to get our automatic writing book. If you want to do one thing to change your life, get our automatic writing book. If you want it even faster, get our automatic writing program. But it literally turns your journaling into channeling. What does that mean? It means you wake up each morning and you go, God, spirit, universe, guides, inner wisdom, whatever you call it. You don't have to believe in anything. What do I need to know today? You put your pen to paper and the pen starts writing on its own. The words start coming to you out of the darkness, bringing you into the light. Now, our automatic writing book, last week we were told it looked like it had sold out. It hadn't, thankfully. It will sell out of its first run. My guess is well before it shows up on the shelves. So if you want to order it and it's guaranteed at the lowest price, you can order it on Amazon right now. And it comes out, I think it'll actually probably arrive to you on January 29th. And it's called AWE, AWE. Automatic writing experience. Awe, like stepping into the light. In the daytime, it's hard to experience awe with anything because we are so bombarded with light. But in the darkness, the words and the direction have a chance to shine. In the darkness right now, you have a chance to pierce the veil. I'm very particular with my words. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. You have an opportunity to pierce the veil, to be in the creation process more than any other time of the year. Now we're talking Northern Hemisphere here because it is so dark. Because your light will cast the farthest beam in the darkness. Which means it is such an incredible time to create. Also, there's precession. There's a new age. There's a fifth sun to a sixth sun. There's an age of the condor and the eagle. There is so much riding on this time period. But at the end of the day, you've got this giant stone that's been hurling itself in one direction and comes to a halt, the 0 point, the perfect time to plant seeds. And it is so incredibly dark and your light goes so far. And then it comes back the other direction and amplifies whatever you get down. Here's the kicker. I know people talk 3D, 4D, 5D, 9D. Who knows where it's going to stop? We're infinite creatures, infinite dimensional creatures in all directions. But let's play with a 3D world right now. I'll use my little Inspire Nation mug here as we'll call this an Earth, or we'll call this a plumb ball. And it is the Earth swinging from one side, swinging back to the other side, swinging back every 6 months, swinging back. Now, let's picture this beneath us, as this is Earth. This above us is heaven, swinging up and down, and up and down, up down, up. Can you see anything interesting here? Yes, on one level, it's a cup hitting an arm. On another level, it's not just the cup hitting the arm. It is how close you get to heaven. What is heaven? To me, heaven, an aspect of heaven, is the other side of the veil. What does that mean? Well, in all of the automatic writing work that I teach, I'm helping you get in the hypnagogic state, the half here, half not here state, so that when you do manifestation work, you're creating on the other side. As the expression goes, as above, so below. You're creating on the other side of the veil. We do that in automatic writing. In automatic writing, you're not just creating on the other side of the veil. It's easiest to pierce the veil and hear the voices of wisdom on the other side. Guess what? You are, at any point of the year, you're like, I don't know, that far from the veil. But as we get to solstice, you're right here. You're that far from the veil. The time of darkness is where it's so easy to slip into the other side, to slip into the creation process. It truly is magic with a K, or alchemy. How easy it is for you to get to the other side during this time. So when you finish this class, YouTube Live, whatever we want to call it, here tonight, go quiet, man, woman, beautiful, loving being. Go quiet. And write, draw, scream, sing from the mountaintops what you want. Because this time when it is dark is when you are heard the easiest. There's a reason I teach people to do automatic writing early in the morning or late at night. Because when the rest of the world sleeps, metaphorically or literally, it is the easiest to get to the other side. And that is what happens in our darkest days, because the darkest days are actually the lightest. What if the darkness was the light, is what I said right at the beginning of tonight's event. What if the darkness is the light? You right now have such incredible power to pierce the darkness with your light, to create on the other side of the veil and draw it forward into this side, into this realm, into this reflection of the world up above. It is so much easier to see your reflection in a pond if there is a bright light beaming down from above. That's you. Rather than if everything is bright all around you. Then it just gets washed out. So I want you to go tonight and to create in that hypnagogic state, to create on the other side of the veil. If you're already doing automatic writing, first off, give a shout out in the chat. Let everybody know about it. But if you're already doing automatic writing, now is the most incredible time to plug in. And if you're not, you still can plug in. You can plug in by talking about what you'd like to see in the new year tonight, by drawing what you'd like to see in the new year tonight, by singing. Oh my God, you want to talk about attunement? Go to the song. In the beginning, there was the word, but what they didn't talk about is the word had a frequency, had an attunement, had an accord, had a vibration to it. Sing. I am rich, I am rich, I am rich. Whatever it is to you, I am healthy, I am happy, I am joyous. Anything. Sing and play with this. Make it funny. Make it foolish. Make it child-hearted. Why? Because the child is already on the other side of the veil. We haven't corrupted them yet and told them, you've got to get serious, you've got to buckle down, you've got to stop singing. You've got to get to work if you're going to make it in this life. That's bullshit. You've got to get back to the song if you're going to make it in this life. So sing with the word, sing with your drawings, sing with your speech, but sing out your dreams tonight, not tomorrow. By the time tomorrow has come, you'll have forgotten what we just talked about. Take the energy that I'm gifting you here. This is a transmission. This is a transmission of energy I'm giving you that will leave you on fire. It doesn't even come from me. Take it, run with it, use it. I gift this energy to you. And so tonight, as soon as we finish, you grab your notepad, you grab your journal, you grab your microphone, you grab the mirror, you grab a vision board, you grab a karaoke machine. I don't care. But you put out there to the universe what you want in no uncertain terms, because there is no period in life more than right now, this moment, this slice of time in 2020 heading into 2021. There is no period of time that is more powerful at piercing that veil of you being the light. And like taking a laser beam and burning into wood what you want for your future. There is no more powerful period than now. I'm going to leave you with one more tool, of which we're going to be going into a lot more detail. We're going to be blowing things out in this boot camp coming up Wednesday. If you haven't joined the boot camp, it's $7. Come join us for the class. You get the other 3 classes of the month for that, basically free. $7 to try it. We've got a boot camp Wednesday, and we're going to be taking you through step by step of this process right here. But what I would like you to do, I'm a mind map kind of guy. What's a mind map? It's a way to visually see things. I have been gifted where if I don't see it in front of me, I have a hard time seeing it at all. So I draw maps. So what's the map? All right. I want you to take one emotion, feeling, state, something that you want, something that you feel, something that's so incredibly important for you in the new year. So let's say that you want to say, I am rich. And we draw that out. I am rich. Woohoo. My woohoo has meaning. It's a punctuation mark of energy. All right, you say, I am rich. And then you think, what is that going to feel like to be rich? I'm going to be saying, woohoo. I'm going to have, oh, here we go with the drawings again. I'm going to have greater peace. I'm going to have, what am I going to have? Time. Oh my God. Tick, tock. I'm going to have time to just be. And you just start drawing things out. What's it also mean to be rich? You've got your kids. And you get to you can take even better care of them. And how great does that make you feel? Play with just one thing tonight. If I am rich, I get the shiny yellow Tesla. Vroom. Which is ironic that I said vroom with a Tesla, because a Tesla does not vroom. Might go a little bit of whoosh, but it does not vroom. I am rich. I can go hike the Himalayas. If you're rich, you can even pronounce it as Himalayas. What else if you are rich? I can go to, if they're open, favorite restaurants. So let's draw a menu here down. With you looking at the menu. Yum. What else would you do? How else would you feel? How would you behave? What would you wake up in the morning with your your high thread count sheets, or you wake up in the morning rich in your tiny house, which you have done out exactly the way you wanted to because you went with the tiny house because you're so concerned about the eco footprint. In fact, maybe you have started your own company, your own endowment to help save the planet, to help those in need, to help orphanage children, and you get it down as well. So that's what I want you to work on and play with tonight. This is so, so important. Because if I get you rich, if I get you wealthy, if I get you happy, if I get you healthy, if I get you in such a woohoo, joyous state, you are going to change the world and my job is done. You're the change maker. Be the change you want to see in the world. Each one of us, if we shift to a more positive woohoo state, can't help but change the world. Can't help but be the difference we want to see. And it's not about doing grandiose things just for others. We've got this thing in the spiritual world where we feel we have to slay ourselves. Believe me, I did a 5,000-mile solo unsupported 40-day bike ride across the country in 2004. Insane thing that I did across the country to help those with learning disabilities and those with attention deficit disorder. It was kind of cool for other people. It was the most uncool, unkind thing I could have possibly done for myself. Does that lead to changing the world if we slay ourselves to help others? I do not believe so. If we love ourselves up like there's no tomorrow, because we never know, now that can change the planet. If with every action we take for ourselves, loving ourselves up, then we help one other person. I call that the +1. I'll write that down here. If you do a +1 action, God, that's terrible drawing, but +1, I made it into a smiley face. But if you do a +1 where you totally love yourself up and then love another, now we're talking. But it starts with you, not you being a martyr, not you sacrificing yourself. You want to help your kids take the most amazing care of you. You want to help your Pook Star, which is my nickname for Jessica, aka the Pookie. She's been upgraded to Pook Star. You want to take care of your significant other. Don't just love them up better because they can see through you. Love yourself up better, and then they can breathe a sigh of relief because they don't have to carry you on their shoulders. So love yourself up. But you got this opportunity here. I am rich. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am. This is actually your time to do the I, me, my. It's not egoic. This is your time to put your request in on the other side of the veil and create with everything that you've got. Now is your time. So we're going to recall a couple quick things, and then I'm going to open it up to some brief questions. And then Jessica and I are going right back to our work. What's our work? This. There are so many tools I'm going to teach you in our masterclass of doing this. You're going to get one of these amazing tools in the boot camp this Wednesday. This is pro-level work. This is what you do to change your life. And so we're going to be doing it this evening. I've got this watch alarm going off. So once an hour, I am taking steps forward in this. We're doing this in the evening. We're doing this in the morning. I call ourselves alchemists. You're an alchemist too. What's an alchemist? They turn lead into gold? Not just that. They turn energy into matter. They turn thoughts into things. That is what I'm teaching you here, how to become a master alchemist. All right, so we've got boot camp coming up Wednesday. If you want to learn some more sophisticated tools, just $7. Come join us on Wednesday. Jessica's going to put the link down for that. If you are really serious and you want to rock it in the new year, then you want our 12-week masterclass. We're going to come together as a group. We're going to 10x it. We're going to 100x it. You're going to be able to ask your questions of me individually, meaning on air, on Zoom. But you are going to get step-by-step guidance on going through this. It's not going to be just have fun out there. No, we're working this. This is a very substantial class that is going to make a massive difference in your life. That's going to begin, I believe it's January 12th. And then lastly, if you're super, 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 super serious, and I am being exceptionally, can I say picky? Okay, I'm going to say picky at who I choose to work with. I have that opportunity now. I can choose who I work with. And if you're super serious, if you want to be a rock star in this new year, I would love to speak with you. I would love to speak with you. I had a coaching client earlier this week that she wrote me a testimonial. And she said, I can't even do justice when I try to explain what I do. She said, I was connecting with her guides. I was connecting with her higher self. I was connecting on the other side. I was working with intuition. I was working with spirit. I was helping her clear things. I was helping her understand things on a level that she couldn't even begin. The level that we're going to work at and play at with my coaching, I go quiet. I let spirit do the work. Co-creation is astounding and transforms lives like nothing I've ever seen. And Jessica's always asking me afterwards, what did you say? And I'll be like, well, I can't believe. Because I'm plugging in at those times. I have a wealth of experience, really 30 years of experience. It's crazy. Starting back with Olympic Training Center athletes 30 years ago. But I am plugging in for you, with you, and about you at the highest level. So if you're interested in this kind of coaching, Jessica is putting the link down for there. It is inspirenationshow.com/coaching. Last but not least, I'm going to take a sip here, and we're doing a shameless plug. We have Inspire Nation products now. Inspire Nation mugs. Inspire Nation. I haven't opened this. I figured I'd open it with you. I can't believe we have these. This is the cheesiest, funniest thing. And actually, why do we need these things? But that's a whole nother story. Cheesiest thing in the world. No matter your opinion on these, if you do need to wear one, you might as well wear one in style. How's it look, Pookie? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, pull it down.
Pull it down. Do I look like I'm going into surgery? Does it look like a smile? What does it look like? I can't see myself. Whiskers. It looks like I have whiskers. So I look like a kitty cat. Inspire Nation masks, Inspire Nation shirts, all sorts of Inspire Nation stuff. The good news is it's a print on demand. What does that mean? It means that we're not wasting material. And actually, just about everything that we have is organic. Because we're neurotic about that. And somebody's saying you don't need a mask. I'm not going into the politics of it, but here in California, if I show up in places without a mask, I don't get to show up in places. Forgetting about whether they're good, they're bad, they're ugly, they're this, they're that. That's just where we're at. And I'm not going into the politics. I love everyone equally. I love every belief equally. And we're just not going there tonight. But with that said, Jessica, is there anything that I missed here tonight before I take questions?
No, I think you got everything.
Okay. And we've got some people going, no masks. And I love you. And I totally get it. Unfortunately, like I said, that's where we are at, whether we agree or not agree. And that is such a hot potato that I am not going to throw the potato tonight. Although maybe I did throw the potato by sharing masks with people. What are the questions? They're in the Google Doc. Thank you. All right. Lisa Marie. I think I've got this out of order. So no Armageddon. I don't believe so, Lisa Marie. I see positives. I see possibilities. I see us stepping through a very awesome doorway right now. So do I think there is an Armageddon? And every guest I've had on the show has said, no, 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 no. Do I believe that there are challenges coming? Do I believe that the current situation is one of those? Yes, absolutely. Do I believe there's a heavy energy? Yes. Do I believe that everything is very confusing and flipped upside down and backwards? Yes, 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 yes. Do I believe it's all for our highest good? Oh, you betcha, Lisa Marie. Jade Music, if you declare something but it's hard for you to believe it, doesn't that get in the way of your manifestation? Jade Music, yes. So what do? Well, either we declare it and we keep working on it, or I guess 3 steps. 1, we keep declaring it, period. Sort of like I love myself. Can be very difficult at the beginning, but you keep working on it. 2, start with something a little bit smaller. If you say the proverbial, I want to be a millionaire, and that seems out of reach, how about I want to be the half a millionaire or the quarter millionaire? Start there. Lastly, do clearing work. We were coming back from a grocery store earlier today, and we found some limiting beliefs still inside of us. And so we were literally doing clearing work as we're driving down the road. You can do emotion code, you can do EFT tapping, you can do shamanic journeying, you can do the version of things that I've been playing with. Whatever you do, keep clearing. So if you don't believe it, that's okay. Let's start there. That's quite all right not to believe it right now. However, for tonight, go to whatever you can get into the feeling state. If you can't get into the feeling state again of a millionaire, get into the feeling state of a half a millionaire. Whatever brings you joy, that's the feeling state you want to get into. Do you suggest a personal mission statement or decree as a start or direction? Personal mission statements are awesome. However, they often take a little bit of time. Could be a limiting belief. They often take a little bit of time. And so we can start with something simpler. Instead of a whole mission statement, and I am rich, and I am happy, and I am healthy. Now you can ask yourself, what do I want to do this lifetime? I want to raise people's vibration, elevate consciousness, shift humanity. All right, start to get that down. And the more that you hone that on over time, the better. So let's see if we have some more questions here. And I will go, usually I go to about the bottom of the hour. I know we started about 5 minutes late, or until the questions end. Usually not longer than another 15 or 20 minutes from now. So, Jessica, do we have more questions here? Kapil, Michael, any shortcuts to getting into the feeling state tonight? Kapil, can you imagine what it would feel like if you're independent, on your own, working for yourself, doing what you love? Your time is yours, your money is yours, and you're working for absolutely nobody else. Can you imagine what that would feel like? Would it be peace? Would it be joy? Would it be woohoo? Play with that. I know you want to be out on your own. Imagine what that would feel like. If you're not sure, go to a dictionary where you can look at feelings. Look up online, different feelings. Would the state be happiness? Yeah, I guess I would feel happy. Okay, you've just been given the freedom to work totally on your own. I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. Play with it there. Would you be sad? No. Would you be relieved? Yeah, probably. Would you be joyous? Yeah. How does it feel to be joyous? So just go through these words and work to put yourself into this state. Are we going to have retreats this spring? Glenda, probably not in-person retreats yet. That has been something that we have wanted to do again ever since we held our last one for our coach training in Colorado about 2 years ago. And I know Jessica historically has been chomping at the bit to do more retreats like Costa Rica or elsewhere around the world. So they will be coming, but I cannot say how soon. Carface, can you do awe without getting into a relaxed state? That tends to be writing from ego, Carface. So it is best when you do your automatic writing to go through writing out the prayers, to get some theta brain entrainment music on, to do some meditation beforehand. Super simple and easy, but to basically step you down into that state of awe and write from there. If not, you tend to get a how to list instead. All right. What other questions do we have? Kate, I just asked for ideas and they came flooding in for the past 2 weeks. That's what I'm talking about, Kate. We are so close to the other side of the veil that if we simply ask, it comes to us. All we have to do is ask. Somebody saying, look up planet conjunction December 21st. You can look at the sky right now and you can see Saturn and Jupiter just about look like one. You can get into a telescope, which we're going to do tomorrow night. And we can look up in the telescope and you'll be able to see Saturn and Jupiter right next to each other in the same lens without having to refocus, without having to move the telescope at all. That's a conjunction. That energy is exceptionally powerful. That's part of why we're talking about this here tonight. So an excellent point. Dogs Rockets. Dogs Rockets X. Let's see what else we have for questions. Pookstar, do you see any more questions here?
Will you be creating a mind map that is for 2021 and then another mind map for 5 years or 10 years down the road?
It's a great question. I'm going to do mind map for 2021. I'm certainly going to do a mind map for 5 or 10 years out and for longer out than that. I'm also doing mind maps on a mind map for the business, a mind map for our future baby, a mind map for our home. So I'm going to blow out the mind maps as much time as I have in the upcoming days. And I'm not just going to stop because we have the conjunction and we have solstice tomorrow. I'm going to go through this darkest time period of the year and keep creating with each of these mind maps, even if I don't come back to them. You and I have seen it. We've looked at maps. We've looked at our boards from the time we were on Maui, from before that, and seen that things come true. Because this is the time where you are kind of inserting that floppy disk into the hard drive of the universe. So we're going to go after it in all sorts of different directions. Ancient site, 5,000 years old on Ireland. So cool, Kate. Lisa Marie must get a telescope app. I hadn't even thought of that. That's kind of cool. Shannon O'Connor, someone else and myself are wondering about going back 20 generations. If through all, how did it come about exactly? Please and thank you. So I use a process, Shannon, somewhat similar to Dr. Bradley Nelson's emotion code, which I cannot recommend enough. And through muscle testing, I'm able to go back and see how many generations a wound is or where the inception point is. And then I'm able to do some clearing work based on that. So what I found is it was on my mom's side of the family that it was familial, meaning it wasn't a past life thing. It was in the family lineage. And then I just kept going back 1 generation, 2 generations, 3 generations, and on and on and on it went until I got to the beginning of it. I've actually found wounds that I cannot find an inception point, that they go back in my familial lineage. Who knows how far? Now, my familial lineage is Jewish. The Jewish people have been oppressed. The Jewish people have been murdered and killed. So many other peoples have been. But they're definitely a people or peoples who are kind of an oh crap, duck and cover kind of people. And if we have that belief, which I was taught growing up, don't say something positive or something bad is going to happen to you. How's that for the opposite of the law of attraction? Don't say something positive or something bad is going to happen. My mom, I love her so much, would say, don't say that, with a sense of fear, because she felt if I said that God would laugh and I would be like smoted. That's not hers. That's not her mom's. That's not her mom's. That's not her mom's. It goes back generation to generation. It might go to the time of Moses and before. And so it helps not just to get at our own wounds, but to get at these familial wounds, which are running around inside of us without us even knowing it. Last example on this, they've done science experiments. And oh my God, people, I am not into animal cruelty. I'm not into animal experiments at all. But with that said, they took mice. They put them in a maze. And then if the mouse got to a certain point in the maze, he got zapped. Survived, but got zapped. Then they took the mouse out. And they let him go about his life, procreate, hopefully had a good, happy life. And then his kids got to procreate, hopefully had a good, happy life. And then his kids got to procreate, hopefully had a good, long, happy, healthy life. 12 generations. And after 12 generations, because with mice, 12 generations can be a couple of years, maybe even less. They took the mice, these great grandpups, and they put them in grandpa's maze, so to speak. And they walked and they got to the spot where great grandpa had been zapped. And they were terrified of crossing the line. My guess is they either ran the other way or piddled on the spot. That's a familial wound. Is it in our DNA? I believe it's in our energetic field. It's in our energetic DNA. It's in a cosmic blueprint or handbook that we each have that we're constantly cycling through. And so when we find those things, we get to clear them. All right. Let's see if we have a few more questions here. So Sherry Goldman is here tonight. Hi, Sherry. We love you. We love you. We love you. Oh, it's telling me that the timer is going off, saying I get to put myself in that energetic state again. You can hear the timer buzzing right there. Do you ever integrate mind maps and drawings with automatic writing? Oh, Sherry's asking that question. Absolutely, Sherry. Absolutely. I cannot think of a better time to do mind maps and to do drawings than in my automatic writing, because I'm in that hypnagogic state. I'm in that half here, half not here state. In fact, Jessica has been honing her skills this year at what she calls automatic drawing. And where I am really rudimentary stick figures, she has taken this to an entirely new level of getting things out that are in the subconscious, of planting seeds, taking that floppy disk and putting it into the hard drive of the subconscious by drawers from loving it. Which one is more effective in your opinion? Neither, well, how do I put this? They each have their place. To me, mind maps are a lot faster and being able to get down large amounts of information. And there's something very kinesthetic. There's something very touchy feeling to it. So if I was to fully play this game, I would get it all down as a mind map. And then I would cut out a bunch of images or print them out and make a vision board on what matters most. That's very tangible. That's very real. That's very colorful. It pops out to you. But you could also take your mind maps and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. So it doesn't have to be just a one-time thing. Your vision board, you're going to look at that daily, hopefully, but chances are you're not going to remake it daily. So both are very powerful tools. The mind map is just more accessible, quick and dirty, and easy to get it done. I think that we've got a brilliant question coming up here. How can I clear the energy of past relationship and manifest as well on the solstice? I'm a bit confused about this. Jenny, that's kind of lengthier than I can fully go into here. We do clearing work in our boot camps. We do it in our master classes. You can also do it with EFT tapping. I've got lots of videos with that. You can do it with emotion code with Dr. Bradley Nelson. I've got videos on that as well. You can even start, Jenny, at the very most basic level. Here, we'll give you one tool. Very most basic, Jenny, is let's say that you have a block around loving yourself. And if you're truthful, Jenny, you would actually find that you're a pissed off mofo to yourself. That's a technical term. Quite all right. I have been there more often than I would care to admit in the past. You can write out on a sheet of paper anything negative. It's the opposite of a law of attraction tool. Write out anything negative you feel towards yourself. I hate myself. I'm a screw up. I should have done this. I wish I'd done that. Could have blah, blah, blah. Get it all down on paper and shred it. that very act, Jenny, helps you start to remove those wounds and to get lighter. So let's see if we have one or two more questions. And then we are, if buffering, you can reload the page. So people are, some people on cell are having buffering. Okay, Canna, all good here. No buffering. Will the masterclass involve mind maps? To a very, very high level, Allison. What you're seeing here is very rudimentary. We're going to take this about 10 layers deep. The more that I can help you. So we had Dr. Kapil earlier tonight talking about how can I visualize, how can I feel these things. The more that I can specifically help you drill down like a laser beam, the easier it's going to be for you to manifest. And so we're going to work on that. That's why I said we're going to do pro-level visualization. What's pro-level visualization? It's taking you from being afraid of heights to seeing yourself bungee jumping and then finding yourself bungee jumping. Something this dude here used to be so incredibly afraid of heights and now has found himself in the most amazing situations going, it's completely gone because of the visualization work that I did and that I'm going to be guiding you through in this program. You're most welcome, Chris. Will the Messiah name be revealed after this? That's a good question. I see only mini masterclass on your website. Are you talking about the Catapult Your Career mini masterclass? Jessica is putting the link down here so that you can get directly to it, I believe. Excellent. Anything else? Anything else, Jessica, you want to mention? Anything else that anyone's questions that I missed here tonight?
Yes, Louise had a question.
Go for it, Louise. Where's Louise's question?
Have you ever done constellations? It sounds like what you experience with wound healing.
I have not, Louise. I'd be fascinated in knowing more. That is one thing I am not familiar with. I'm looking to see if there are any last questions. And the timing is perfect here. We do have, on that note, I'll take one or maybe two more questions. Tuesday night, come join us. Barbara Hewson, we're talking about money, particularly if you have wounds and blocks around money. This is a not miss interview on Tuesday night. Now, this is for both men and women, but she specializes in helping women get past their money blocks, because women look at money very differently than men. And so we're going to talk about all of that and how to leap past these blocks on Tuesday. And that will be, so click subscribe and click the bell icon is the best way to find it. You'll be alerted before this goes live. That'll be Tuesday night. And she'll be in the chat room. I'll be in the chat room. We'll both be answering questions. That'll be at the same time as tonight's event, which will be at 8:30 p.m. East Coast time and 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then on Thursday, oh my God, such a special class, Christmas Eve with Dane here. And truth be told, a very special two-winged guest that Dane made me bring on the show for the interview, because we ended up discussing how to bring out your true, authentic self, or what we were calling your inner rooster. And so Ruru is joining Dane here of Access Consciousness. How does it get any better than this for a Christmas Eve special? It is Ruru's first interview. And I haven't seen the video yet, but from everything I can tell, it is awesome. So come join us for that. Again, just subscribe and click that bell icon. If you like this, please share with everybody as well and give us a huge thumbs up. Allison, will the masterclass involve mind maps? We got that. Kate Golden, are you going to take a photo of Jupiter and Saturn where you are? You know, Kate, that's a great question as to whether I can take a photo through the telescope tomorrow night. It's not a telescope that's designed for taking photos. It is a handmade 12-inch mirror, a 12-inch optic telescope. But I wonder if I can. If so, I will, Kate. I love that question. Any last questions? And I think we are good for tonight. Then we're going to go into, Jessica, we're going to go into our own mind mapping. So Deborah asks, and automatic writing. I'm not sure what the question is, though. Yes, it is a Ruru exclusive. Any last anything? All right. I hope you had a beautiful time tonight. Please do me this favor. Do not end this video and go to the next video. As much as I'd love you to stay on our channel, and it helps for people being able to find all of future videos, the more that you click on our videos. Instead, shut this thing down. Grab yourself a map. Start singing, start dancing, start talking, start walking, start praying. But let's start to get down what you want for the new year, what you want 5 years, what you want 10 years, what you want 20 years, what you want for your whole life. Let's get it down now. And so I encourage you, I implore you with everything that I've got to take this next period of time for you. I so encourage you to do this. This is one of the most powerful things in the world you can do for yourself. Now, I have off camera, last thing that I'm going to say, I have off camera shredding a box that gets to be shipped out tomorrow. He is now eating it, tearing it apart with his teeth. The ultimate manifester. And that is Sir Meowsers, because he knows if he can visualize the food that he desires, then he can take action. And his way is with his claws, is with his teeth. That's how he speaks. He can take action, oh God, and he can bring about whatever it is that he desires, because he is a manifestor's manifester. And so as I bid you adieu for the evening, I am going to save the shipping box, feed the Meowsers, and bring Sir Ruru in from his nap. See you on Tuesday. See you on Thursday. Join us for that boot camp Wednesday. I'm giving you way too much goodness. If you do one thing, buy the automatic writing book. That's where you start. If there's just one thing, get the automatic writing book, get the automatic writing book, get the automatic writing book. And then if you want to work with me in any way, shape, or form, I am here for you when you are ready. Love you guys so, 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 so much. Have the most beautiful evening ahead. Oh my God, it's solstice. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Go manifest. What are you still doing here? Go get it all down. Love you guys so, so much. Love you, Pookie. He looks like Muhammad Ali going after the box right there. Love you guys so much. Shine bright.